So I have a feeling this is gonna be the most difficult rebuild we have done yet. Miami Dolphins, Josh Rosen rebuild, and arguably the Dolphins being the least talented team in the NFL heading into the 2019-2020 season, and especially in Madden terms, the lowest overall team at a 74 overall. There is not a lot of talent on this team. There's a couple of okay players here and there, but at the end of the day, this is going to be my hardest rebuilding task yet. Josh Rosen leading this Miami Dolphin team. You guys wanted to see it. You guys have been asking for the Josh Rosen Miami Dolphin rebuild. But the question is, at what cost is it to me? That remains to be seen. And just like in the other videos, we're going to spin this wheel. Whatever it lands on is going to be our win target for the video. And if we don't win the Super Bowl or at least reach that win target, we have to go into Madden Ultimate Team, buy Josh Rosen's most expensive card, and just list it back up for 100 coins, which once again means it's basically me just losing money. With that said, please be 8. Like, I really don't feel confident with this team winning more than 8 games. We're going to spin the wheel. Come on, wheel. The luck is here. now I'm choking. So thankfully, that's the lowest win target that we've had to hit yet, but it's for a good reason, I believe. Maybe that's karma helping me out a little bit, because it's going to be hard for this team to even win 8 games. But once again, another disclaimer, if you guys don't know how these rebuilds work, basically, it's not realistic. So if you like realistic stuff, I apologize. It's all about making this team as good as possible in one offseason and seeing if we can win the Super Bowl with the roster transactions that we do make. Now, a 75 overall offense, the offensive line is subpar. I mean, you got big old Larry McTunsil anchoring that left side, but aside from that, it's not good. We have a couple of okay wide receiver targets. I mean, Kenny Steele, Devontae Parker, Albert Wilson, not bad. Ron Fitzpatrick, he's going to get shipped on. Kenyon Drake's an okay running back that we probably need to upgrade overall-wise for today's rebuild. The defense, once again, is just lackluster. It's just a bunch of average overall players. Quarterbacks are okay. Safeties, you have Rashad Jones, a veteran who probably will stay for us today. Need to upgrade the front 7 a little bit. It's going to be tough, dudes. But let's see if today we can make the impossible happen. First deal officially complete as we do ship on Ryan Fitzpatrick and our backup running back to the Cincinnati Bengals for Joe Mixon, 87 overall, to come in and help out that running game. Kenyon Drake, Joe Mixon should be a pretty good 1-2 punch at the running back position. So is it just me, or does this guy's face not look normal? Like, his face does not fit on that neck. Man, it's been a long time coming, dude. This has been the most difficult it's been for me to complete 2 trades in any of the rebuilds I've done up to this point. But we bring in a veteran presence on the defensive side of the football, bringing Cameron Wake over from the Tennessee Titans. Not sure yet if he can play outside linebacker or defensive end for me. We have to trade away Tank Carradine, 3rd round draft pick, and backup quarterback Luke Falk. So yeah, he's definitely going to play defensive end for us. At right end, he's an 89 overall, up from an 86 at outside linebacker. We needed a right end, so that's actually a perfect fit. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. He's coming back to the Dolphins. I mean, it's only fitting that we bring Cameron Wake back to the Dolphins so he can get that Super Bowl ring that he deserves. Now acquiring some much needed help on that offensive line, this time at the right guard position. Kevin Zeitler coming over from the New York Giants for TJ McDonald, our starting free safety who we do need to improve. Our 5th or 6th cornerback and Tankersley 72 overall, and a 6th round draft pick from this year. Well, it seems as if this point in time, all we can do is add veteran help, and now there it goes glitching again, saying he's only a 1-star player when 2 seconds ago he said he's a 5-star. They valued him at 5-star. Don't let that deceive you. I don't get why that's a glitch, but it is. So Akeem Spence, our 4th or 5th defensive tackle, a 1st round draft pick, which does suck, but we really did need Whitworth. And with all that, we do bring in the superstar 94 overall left tackle, and I think we'll probably move Larry McTunsil over to right tackle, and that will solve that problem. Now, this one was a little unexpected, but we do bring over Leonard Williams, 87 overall left end from the New York Jets, along with the 7th round draft pick from this year for Elliott, who is our current starting left outside linebacker, a 2nd round draft pick from this year, and a 2nd round draft pick from next year. Hopefully this works. We had to trade our 1st from next year, a 4th and 7th from this year, for the Minnesota Vikings 2nd from this upcoming draft. And hopefully that will allow for us to bring in a solid defensive end, which should heavily upgrade our defensive line. And that player is going to be a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But first of all, what we are going to throw into this deal is going to be right outside linebacker Kiko Alonso, Also gonna have to throw in a second round draft pick that we just got, and also have to trade away wide receiver Albert Wilson, who hopefully we can get a better number 1 receiver, so this really won't hurt us, and plus he's the most expensive as well. We are gonna be trying to bring in the veteran defensive end Cameron Hayward, 89 overall. If I just made that big trade for no reason with all those draft picks, I'm gonna be upset. Submit it through. What about Devontae Parker? I really want Cameron Hayward. They do want Devontae Parker, and like that, it was accepted. Cameron Hayward is now a Miami Dolphin. Now, I really don't know how I feel about trading away Devontae Parker, but I feel like we can still get a better number 1 wide receiver. I knew going into this that this rebuild was probably going to be the most difficult one we've done thus far, and now it's proven to me why. Because we're already running out of assets to trade. There's so many positions we still need to upgrade. Our starting center at this point was a 60 overall, so we get Corey Linsley from the Green Bay Packers for our backup middle linebacker Allen and a 4th round draft pick from next year. We're at the point where we now have to try and get as many draft picks as possible. Ford, our 5th or 6th wide receiver, 70 overall, gets sent to the Green Bay Packers, a 3rd round draft pick from next year, and our 4th tight end Marquise Gray, 69 overall, for the Green Bay Packers 1st round draft pick from this year. So we do get another 1st round draft pick, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last one that we're able to get. We get the 13th overall pick in this upcoming draft from the Cincinnati Bengals. We had to trade away Ricardo Davis, who was our backup 70 overall right guard, and a 5th round draft pick from this year. So I got as much as I possibly could get from this package. We get a 3rd round draft pick from this year from the Oakland Raiders for Chris Reed, our backup left guard, a 5th round draft pick from next year, and this tight end, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I don't even know what his first name is, but at least we do get a 3rd round draft pick in return. So this isn't what I necessarily meant when I said I needed the number 1 wide receiver, but Julian Edelman should get the job done at an 88 overall, coming over from the New England Patriots. We had to trade away Nick O'Leary, our 3rd tight end, Michter, our 73 overall cornerback, who wasn't going to play for us, and Holmes, 66 overall right outside linebacker, who also wasn't going to play for us. So I know this really isn't significant at all, but a 67 overall right guard for a 4th round draft pick and a 7th round draft pick, I'll take whatever I can get at this point because we need it. So I made a mistake on the defensive line as I got too many defensive ends. We had Leonard Williams, we also got Cameron Hayward, and we did get Cameron Wake at the very beginning, and we did convert him to left end, but we've converted him back to outside linebacker. He's going to play on the right side at an 86 overall. We really did need an outside linebacker, so at the end of the day, he's going to play the position that he was listed at initially. Well, for the first time in this rebuild series, we're going to get a little bit extra wild. We're bringing over Larry Fitzgerald from the Arizona Cardinals for Vincent Taylor, defensive tackle, 74 overall, and a 4th round draft pick. We also bring in a 7th round draft pick from this year. But Larry Fitzgerald is not going to play wide receiver. When your team has as little talent as we currently have, you have to get a little wild with how you use your playmakers. And we're going to play Larry Fitzgerald at the tight end position, and that's going to have him at an 88 overall. Him and Dwayne Allen will make a good 1-2 punch. At least Josh Rosen is going to have a comfort blanket at a tight end position. So as I always say, not going to ask questions. James Burgess Jr., 67 overall middle linebacker, and a right tackle who wasn't going to play for us, for a 2nd round draft pick from this year from the New Orleans Saints. Whoa, so that sucks. I had no idea that was going to be accepted like that. Well, at least we do get a new starting left guard. Our current left guard was a 72 overall rookie. I guess now we can trade that rookie on, but I'm kind of sad because I feel like we could have got something else out of this deal. But at the end of the day, at least we do improve our offensive line. So we just traded up for a massive draft pick. The left guard that I just mentioned, the rookie that we are going to trade away, traded him to the Washington Redskins, along with a 2nd from this year and a 7th from next year for their 4th overall draft pick for this upcoming NFL draft, which should be huge for us in one of these last trades that we do complete. Well, there we go. Another 1st round draft pick. That was simple. Woodward, a 70 overall right end, shipped on to the Steelers for their 1st round draft pick from this year. These teams won't work with me at all for trading for players, but they're glad to give up draft picks. We trade away Mike Hull, a 70 overall right outside linebacker and a 68 cornerback without a face, to the Detroit Lions for their 1st round draft pick from this year. I mean, since we have so many 1st round draft picks, why the heck not? We traded away our current defensive tackle, a 79 overall, and a 1st round draft pick, the 31st overall pick, to the Panthers for Kaiwan Short. So pretty much here, all we're doing is upgrading at the defensive tackle position by 10 overalls. I cannot get over that face, dude. There's no way. There's no freaking way. That's not Photoshop. And with this, we do get our new starting free safety, Kevin Byard from the Tennessee Titans, for Charles Harris, our backup left end at this point, 76 overall. Our first round draft pick, the 4th overall pick, and the 28th overall pick, first round draft pick from this year. We also get a 7th from next year from the Titans. But free safety was really the last position that we needed to get a starter at. And from now on, with the remaining assets that we do have to trade away, we'll just try and upgrade our starters a little bit. So I know this trade literally looks like it makes no sense, but let me explain it. At this point, dudes, I'm trying to make the team as good as possible. We have a few first round draft picks left, but there's not enough to really completely revamp this team at any position. So I'm trying to get as much upgrade as possible, because there's no point in just hanging on to the first round draft picks. So at the end of the day, what we do here is we upgrade our number 1 cornerback, 3 overall, up to an 86 to Joe Hayden. So Xavier Howard, first round draft pick, and a 68 cornerback as we bring in the 86 overall cornerback from the Pittsburgh Steelers. What the heck, dude? I didn't expect this to happen. Now I don't know what to do. We just get Myles Garrett. This was the last bit of stuff I had to trade away, and I was just trying to get a better outside linebacker. And we bring in Myles Garrett. Now, Jerome Baker's gone. Our last first round draft pick's gone. And our last 3rd round draft pick's gone. Now, the only thing I know what to do is, because we need an outside linebacker now, is do we convert Myles Garrett to left outside linebacker? How far will his overall drop? Now, this is where I try to explain to you guys that these are not realistic in the slightest, but we are going to put Myles Garrett at left outside linebacker, and we're going to see how low of an overall he is. He's dropped to an 89. So it's not the worst thing in the world. So basically what that just did is upgrade our 78 overall left outside linebacker to an 89. That's not bad. So that's pretty much all we can do in terms of trading. But what we do have to do now is go and sign some free agents to back up at certain positions and for depth, because we had to trade away so much stuff to bring this team to where it was. We do need a quarterback. I mean, why not? Brock Osweiler as our backup quarterback. Welcome to the squadron. We have 40 mil left in cap. We do need a 3rd running back in case anybody gets injured. Let's just bring in somebody like Alfred Morris. Why not? Went to school with his brother, so we're going to add him to the team as our 3rd running back. Also need a 5th wide receiver just in case something happens. Don't want to spend way too much money here. Terrence Williams, welcome to the team. He's going to be our 5th wide receiver. Now, tight end, we definitely need a 3rd tight end. Should we just sign a Benjamin Watson? Why not? Let's get this guy another Super Bowl ring. He's 37. Let's just add some experience to the squad. Now, we also definitely need some backup linemen. Andre Smith, we'll go ahead and sign him, one of the better overall tackles left in the free agency. Richie Incognito, I would sign him, but he literally just got signed today by a squad. Now we're just going to sign a backup center, John Sullivan. And now we need to go get some depth at linebacker. We also need another right end too. Ezekiel Anzalone, he's available. We still have 20 mil left after this signing. Then we need some middle linebackers because we only have like 1 left. Zach Brown as a backup. Zach Brown could actually be our starter. Should we do this? F it. This isn't realistic at all. Zach Brown, welcome to the team. Last but not least, we do need to sign an outside linebacker. Shea McClellan, why not add him to the roster? As now, I think this rebuild is officially complete. We brought this team from a 74 overall to an 87. So from a 74 to an 87 with a 93 offense and 89 defense. I mean, I think this team is pretty freaky because the offensive line looks pretty incredible. Larry Fitzgerald's going to be interesting to see at the tight end position. It all really is going to depend on how Josh Rosen plays at the Miami Dolphins. Good running back and Joe Mixon and Kenyon Drake, Alfred Morris as well. Good wide receiver core, Julian Edelman, Albert Wilson, Jakeem Grant, Kenny Stills, and Terrence Williams, who we just did sign. It's a 93 overall offense. And defensively pretty solid as well. We probably could have traded for a better middle linebacker, but Zach Brown and Raekwon McMillan in the middle, I didn't want to trade him away. The safeties are good, cornerbacks are alright, defensive line solid. I don't see, this team is not as good as some of the other teams that we have put together. This team, I believe, is at least 10-win caliber. We have yet to fail to reach the win target in any of the rebuilds we've done at this point, and we need at least 8 wins so we don't have to discard the highest rated Josh Rosen card. That would suck. As always, now please, playoff berth. We actually got a first round bye. If we brought this Dolphins team, talent-wise, the worst team in this game, to like an undefeated season, we got a first round bye. So we're up to an 89 overall, 95 offense, 91 defense. Let's just see what our record was. 13-3, easy money. Doesn't matter what that wheel landed on, we would have reached the target. 13-3 in the AFC East. We win the division, bringing back the divisional crown to the Miami Dolphins. Like, how good did this team actually get? Josh Rosen is up to an 81 overall, and he has 5 upgrade points. Joe Mixon up to a 91 overall with 3 more upgrade points. Larry Tunsil has one as well. On defense, Myles Garrett up to a 93. So we obviously played pretty well at outside linebacker. Defensive line's looking good. Kevin Byard up to a 90. Now, man, this team probably going to be a 90 overall by the time we do the upgrades going into our first playoff game. Now, let's see how much Josh Rosen actually balled out this season. We had the best offense in the NFL, and defensively, we had the second best. Now, in terms of statistics, that's the best that we've done as a collective unit in any rebuild that we've done up to this point. Now, who won the MVP? Todd Gurley won. Josh Rosen, as a Miami Dolphin, came in 3rd. Marcus Mariota in 5th. Joe Mixon came in 10th place. That's the first time we've had a running back come in the top 10 of an MVP race. 4,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions running the football. Joe Mixon, 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. Kenyon Drake added with 6. Receiving wise, Julian Edelman, 1,300 yards. Larry Fitzgerald at tight end, 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. And defensively, Zach Brown led us with 96, the last second free agent signing. And it looks like Cameron Wake, although he's 36, returning to Miami, returns to his prime. 15.5 sacks, and Myles Garrett had 13.5. And it looks like in terms of interceptions, Joe Hayden led us with 6. So this team, I mean, they did good. They did pretty good at 13-3. Let's see who had the best record in the NFL this season. Ends up going to the Rams at 14-2. They seem to always have the best record. Worst record in the NFL ends up going to the Minnesota Vikings at 4-12. With that said, dudes, at least some of the pressure's off of me because there's no discarding having to be done in today's video. But I do want to see if in this rebuild series we can go back-to-back winning the Super Bowl. Now, we are taking on the 10-6 Titans in the divisional round at home. Josh Rosen up to an 86 overall in this team now with all the upgrades, up to a 90 overall, 97 offense, 91 defense. After this 13-3 season, I would really not like to get knocked out in the first game we lost. Dang. Blown out. Well, once again, that's another anticlimactic finish. Man, how does a team go 13-3, 90 overall, and get beat by 21 points in the playoffs? This game's so goddamn stupid, dude. So freaking dumb.